Another possibility in working with energy, with negative emotions, is to channel them in various ways. We already mentioned dancing. We could add to that all forms of creative activity. We could draw our emotions. We could write about our emotions. We could play them in theater, in psychodrama. We could write poems. And of course, we could play music, we could sing, we could dance. All forms of creative expression work both preventatively and as a measure of solving problems. That is, if we have creative activity in our lives, we are more balanced, we are happier, we are more fulfilled. I think that it's integral in every person's life that they should have some time daily in which they are doing something creative, whether it's singing or dancing or drawing or writing or working in the garden or creating a nice dish, something to eat, or rearranging the house, or doing something in which they are expressing their creative nature. This is very important for our balance. But it's also a very useful way of releasing emotions when they are pent up. Another way also is working. You know, if you just wash all the dishes and you clean the house, and do the balcony, you know, usually the emotions start calming down. I don't know what kind of vibrations we're leaving on the floor and the furniture, but anyway, it's getting out of us through work. So work is also a way. We have to, of course, be careful that we don't become workaholics and that we are avoiding our emotions by being continually occupied with work. Okay, so one has to find a balance with this. Another way is play. This is the way children keep their balance, and you all know that children can be crying 1 minute and laughing 2 minutes later, and it's the ability of play which allows them to release this. Now, we don't see too many adults playing tag or hide and seek or chasing after each other as you would see children. We do seminars occasionally for playing for adults, you know, adult games. But each one will have to find his own. I guess sports is a way of playing, you know, playing tennis, playing basketball, swimming, or different recreational activities are both ways to keep a long-term balance, but also to release emotions. And of course we have crying. It's always a good solution. But afterwards, we have to go back to the drawing table and say, okay, what was I crying about? What was the stimulus? What was the emotion? What was the belief? Crying is a very good way to release things and to come in contact with what we are feeling. But afterwards, we want to analyze it. Another way, too, is also to allow this energy to work in a form of service, helping people around us. One way is to do healing work or massage work. In such cases, we can also direct this energy in a positive direction, which helps other people. Or serving people, going to an orphanage once a week, or to an home for the elderly, or helping the poor, or cooking for the homeless. These kinds of activities help us to feel a sense of meaning, help us to feel a sense of self-worth, of connectedness, of unity with the society around us. Here in Anmonikis, we believe very much in service, that it's a way of life and it's a goal in life to serve others. Another possibility is to write, as we have asked you to do anyway. If you're feeling an emotion, and you have the time and the clarity, just sit down and begin writing about what you're feeling. You may not have any idea at the moment that you sit down what's going on in yourself. And you don't have to know, because there's something beautiful about writing, and that is that the mind just starts to find solutions and starts clearing itself. You might just write down and say, and the first words might be, I have no idea what I'm feeling. I have no idea what's going on. It's like this, and it's like that, and this and that. And then suddenly you find yourself, after about 10 minutes, coming up with incredible understanding and solutions often. So I believe very much in writing. I believe it allows states and feelings which are very elusive to become much more concrete, and so that we can find solutions for them. And another possibility of dealing with emotions in the present is to remember that life is a school. If you remember or try to believe that life is a school, and that every event is a test, and that all people are our teachers. So if one can believe this, that I am in a school, and every event is a lesson, and every person is a teacher, then it helps me to redirect my energy from feeling fear or anger towards trying to understand what is life trying to teach me here. Of course, then we get into analysis. But just the fact that I can do that and say, well, no, this is not, there's no problem here. Life is giving me a lesson, that immediately allows me to redirect my energy. So since this is a lesson, there's no reason to fear, there's no reason to be angry. Let me try to see what the lesson is. Now, whether I can find it or not is another question. That takes some clarity, takes some self-knowledge. But the very fact that I have realized this allows my emotions to relax. It's okay, I'm going to look now for the answer here, for what life is trying to teach me in this situation. And one last suggestion about dealing with emotions daily is to do a relaxation technique daily, and preferably with some positive projection, that is, visualizing ourselves as well, as peaceful, as happy, as capable of dealing with situations which are ordinarily negative, dealing with them with a sense of inner peace and love. That is, situations which in the past stimulated our programmings and caused us to feel fear or anger or hurt, we can begin to program ourselves through relaxation and positive visualization or repeating affirmations in our minds that I feel safe and secure in this situation. I feel my self-worth. I love and accept myself. My self-worth is not in any danger in this situation. And just begin to feel that I am okay, I can handle this, there's no danger in this situation, so that I can begin to handle it in a much more peaceful way. Okay, so these are some possibilities of dealing with emotions in the present. Is focusing on the breath, dancing, beating a pillow or a telephone book or something, bringing the opposite emotion to our minds, the opposite positive emotion, bringing to mind a spiritual idea, whether that be a person or a spiritual quality or a spiritual truth, imagining that we are the other and identifying with their feelings, their emotions, their needs, channeling our energy in other directions, whether that be crying or laughing or creative activity or work or whatever it may be, selfless service towards others who have need, writing about what we feel, remembering that life is a lesson, that life is a school and everything is a lesson, and daily relaxation with positive projection. So I would suggest that you choose one or two of these, try them out during the week. And this is parallel to the process of analyzing ourselves. The basic work that we're doing here is discovering the beliefs which create our emotions and then seeking to transform those beliefs. But parallel to that, we can use the breathing, the dancing, bringing the opposite emotion to our minds in order to handle these situations.